Alright, so let's get into M21. I haven't played this set very much at all, but I've watched quite a bit of it online, following streamers and that. I feel like I have a decent concept of what the format, what it was like at least, a few weeks ago. So I'm looking forward to just playing and having a bit of fun here. Hopefully there's still people drafting it actually. Alright. I'm not sure what I want to open. Something interesting, hopefully. Teferi, I have absolutely no idea if he's good. I'm sure he is. Alright, so I can activate on any player's turn anytime you can cast an instant. So I basically get to +1 twice, or -3. I mean that can't not be good, right? Draw a card, then discard a card. So he'd be good in blue-green. He's not that expensive. Naturally, he'd be good in blue-red. I mean, he'd be good in blue-black too. I mean, he's a looter as well. What's in here? This is a strong pack for blue, which is unfortunate. But not a strong pack for black, although it is a good pack for Reanimator. There's not much in green here or white. Dowser's there as well, yeah. So we're probably not going to get much blue, maybe in pack 2. But I think Teferi's worth trying. I know he's worth trying. So we'll make the best out of it. So he's a nice early drop too, so we want to focus on things we can get in before him. Things to protect him, you know. Animal Sanctuary is great. But I don't know if we are going to be able to get birds, cats, dogs, goats, oxes, or snakes. If I do end up going green, I might regret not picking the Sanctuary, but I think, given we have Teferi, having a shock to protect him, or to deal with early aggression is what we want. I would like a frantic inventory, though I'm not obviously going to be happy enough to second pick it. So I'm going to take the shock here and see if red's open. Okay. I mean, pack 3 is no indication that red is open, but it looks very open. No, not that it looks very open. There are some good cards here, first pickable cards. So I'm happy to get a Scorching Dragonfire or a Volcanic Geyser's third pick. Not much in blue. Good Hunter's Edge in green's nice. Griffin Era takes too much work, I think. Rise Again, nice as well. So we probably want the Scorching Dragonfire. With Teferi double blue, Volcanic Geyser doesn't look as powerful. And it's expensive. It scales with the game better than Scorching Dragonfire does. But we would probably like to mitigate early aggression. So I'm going to take the Dragonfire. I think that's the correct choice. Well, now we have the Geyser anyway, and another Scorching Dragonfire. Now this is a pick I've never been faced with before. Or even seen. Well, Passage is fine. You know, it would be a nice card, you know, if there weren't so many good cards in this pack, as well as another Feat. Red's wide open. But I don't want to pass. The thing is, I've passed 2 Volcanic Geysers. So do I want the second Scorching Dragonfire, or do I want the first Volcanic Geyser? Volcanic Geyser hits bigger stuff, which blue does struggle to do. But red doesn't, of course. Still have Turn to Slag. Blue and red do not have the best early game when it comes to defense, you know. So I think I'm going to take the Dragonfire again, although I think it's really close. Alright, Thrill I quite like here. Grasp I quite like as well. Grasp is better than Thrill. Conclave Mentor is better than Thrill. Gorman's better than Thrill. So I suppose we better not marry Teferi here. Better be careful with that. I mean, Grasp or Gormand is probably good enough. I'm not going to take a Thrill here. It's just, I mean, it would be nice. But it's too low power level. So I think we take the grasp, I think. The Gourmand might be better in the blue-black Reanimator deck, but I can't see us going that way. So I'm going to take the grasp for now. Kansas playable and Thrill Possibilities playable, of course. Okay, now we have the Rise again. We're not looking like we're doing that, so I'm not going to bother with that. Fungal Rebirth is fine, but I would like to stay out of green, to be honest. So we can take a Wishcoin Crab or Lofty Denial, an Anarchy Ogre, or Skeleton Archer. It's not that great again. For science, I'm actually going to take the Wishcoin Crab. I feel that 5 toughness is huge in this set. 4 toughness is where it's really at, but I think 5 toughness makes it very difficult to get through. And 2 power means that it can actually trade with creatures, or not trade, sorry, threaten to kill a creature. So I'm going to take the crab. It'll probably wheel, but I think that's what I want to take. Right, we are seeing green here, a lot of green. So maybe we need to consider green as well. The best card in this pack, Fierce Empath, is not any good for us because we don't have anything at 6 yet. So Pride Malkin is just a great card all around. I'm happy to pick one of those up. Tolarian Kraken is fine. The Arcanist is fine. The dual land. The Arcanist is probably good enough that I should just take it over the dual land. It's unlikely we're going to play that Pride Malkin. The Kraken. I would prefer something with a bit more oomph at 6 than the Kraken has. So I think it's Arcanist here. Yeah, it's between Arcanist and Kraken, and I'd rather lock up some early defense and make my spells cheaper. Okay. This is a difficult choice. Larcenist or Rising Reed? I'm not in love with the Arcanist. It's a defensive looking deck, and the Arcanist just isn't great there. It dies to far too much. It can't even threaten a block. So I think Rising Reed is the pick. It is. I think it's a better card regardless. Oh well, there's nothing really here for us. Chorister is probably the best card in the pack between it and Short Sword. I'm happy to take a Short Sword. We don't have many cards, but again, I'm interested to see how Short Sword performs on things like Wishcoin Crab. I really want to see how that lines up with the format. So I'm going to pick that. Right. So we have a Rise again, and Nothing Worth Rising again, and a Pride Malkin. Now, Pride Malkin is a good 3. You know. Rise again, we are unlikely to play. The Gourmand didn't come back around, so I think I'm going to take another Pride Malkin. Let me think. The Highlands is probably the pick here. It opens up a blue splash, or sorry, it opens up a green splash if we go blue-red. I might take the Sower though. I know I passed on the Rise again, but we can see what happens next pack. The Thrill came back around, which is nice. It's not amazing, but it's fine. It's a good card. And the Unaki Ogre came back around. Okay. So not a great card, but a good blocker. Right. So we have all of these shenanigans, but now we need a way to win is the thing. So Snoop is not going to do it for us. The Weird is a way to win, that's for sure. How are we looking spells wise? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rising Reed's 5. Teferi, this is non-creature, right? Okay, so we're actually looking quite good in that regard. We don't have anything to ramp to, so the Mirror is not that useful. I really like Deathbloom Thalid. I really like Angelic Ascension as well. We don't have any removal for big stuff, so the Hunter's Edge could be useful, but I'm not looking to splash green unless I really have to. So the Weird is a pretty easy pick for us. I'm actually not disappointed with that. That's a fine pick up. Right, Karvek. I don't even like Karvek, so that doesn't bother me too much. Okay, Leafkin Avenger. We could splash Leafkin Avenger. A 4/3 is nice. Jeskai Elder's fine, but again, I'm not sure. How aggressive are we looking? Shock, Scorch Dragonfire. So we have good ways to get blockers out of the way. Horizon Reed and Aki Ogre or Spellgorger. So we could take the Elder. We could take another Rising Reed. We could take a Turned Slag. This is difficult. Let's have a quick look at our curve. We already have the Arcanist. We have like 3 or 4 things to do. I suppose if we have the sword, we would prefer a creature here. We could take the Reed. I think I'm going to take the Elder. That's really difficult. I don't love any of those cards, really. Well, there's another shock now, so I'm quite glad I took the Elder at this stage. Maybe the Revelation will table. The Rain of Revelation. Second Grasp would also be nice, but I think at this point we're pretty locked into blue-red spells, I suppose. There's another Elder. Capture Sphere. How many spells? How many non-creatures? Well, this is non-creature as well, right? Prowess is non-creature, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're on 8 at the moment. So maybe this crab, maybe we won't be doing the science thing. So I could take the sphere to get some late removal or some big removal. But if they're going to pass me Jeskai Elders like this, maybe we need to rearrange our priorities and start looking to be slightly more aggressive. Okay. So it's between Frantic Inventory number 1 or Spined Megalodon. That's difficult. I wouldn't mind having something to close with. So I wouldn't. And the Spine Megalodon most certainly does that. Or I could start getting in on the Frantic Inventory train. Okay, I think I will. Spine Megalodon's just weak enough that I'm not that concerned about it. Alright, so we have the Sanctum here. Yeah, I think we're too late for that. Frost Breath, we are looking somewhat aggressive, but we do need more early drops. Frost Breath works better with the Larcenist. The Larcenist does start to look like the Larcenist will fit better into this deck now. And then the Protege. Yeah, I think it's Larcenist. It looks like we're going aggressive. Okay. That's tough. So I could take my second Frantic Inventory, or I could take my second Rousing Reed. I mean, Rousing Reed is just a better card. I could also just take my second Library Larcenist. How are we looking for 3 drops? 1, 2, 3. I mean, we don't want to have too much do nothing, right? But one of these cards might we, so I'm going to take the Reed. I think it's the best card there. It's close. Take a Lofty Denial for the board. We'll see. Well, it's best of 1, but we'll see. Opt I'm happy with all these smaller creatures. Okay, punished for taking the Rising Reed over the Arcanist, or the Larcenist there. Punished for that. It's still good though. I don't know if I'll pay 3, but Wind of Revelations are the tap land. We have nothing going on at 4 right now, so I'm gonna take this to restock. Another Arcanist. Oh, well, that makes Rain of Revelation better. So yeah, that's okay. I'd love to get I would love to get a Chrome Replicator. That would be excellent. We need some Goblin Wizards is what we need. Oh, there's another Thrill. Is there anything we want to be splashing in black right now? There's a Rise Again earlier, but we don't have anything brilliant to get back. Oh, we got the Frostbreath, so it did table. Okay, that's nice. But the Larcenist didn't. Okay, well that's nice. So I believe we're in the correct seat anyway. Okay, so this is a tough one. Chandra's Pyroling. We have 2 shocks, and that is it. Otherwise, it's a 1-3. Okay, so that's fine. Furious Rise is not good for us. Turret Ogre is a 4-3, and 4-3s are useful. You know, we do need some bodies. Keen Glide Master. How many 2s? We have enough 2s. I don't know that we need Keen Glide Master. We don't have an awful lot of power. We have one Spellgorger Weird, and that's it. We do have 3 Rousing Reeds, though. So we can stick them on a couple of things and make them much more dangerous than they currently are. So perhaps... Oh god, no, not that one. Okay. Whoops, talk too long. Tordogo might not have been the correct pick, but... I see, I would splash lower skill Kotal. How many cards do you draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would splash that. But maybe that's greedy. Or do I grab a 3rd shock? Is that just greedy? I would absolutely go for that. Pack leader this late as well. Wow. Given that we don't have any fixing now, I'll pass it, but I would splash it. I wish I'd taken that. Rugged Highlands now. Okay, so it's another Jeskai Elder. Or a Mistral Singer or a Hellkite Punisher. I would like to have something to finish with, but this deck has a very low curve. And we just picked up a 3rd shock. No, I think we want the Elder here. We're just going to get aggressive. Yeah, white was wide open too. Perhaps, actually I shouldn't be. Well, I knew we weren't going to, but then, I was going to say perhaps I shouldn't have been red because I passed like some good cards at the start. No, it was blue at the start actually. But, look, we get 3 shocks to Scorched Dragonfire, so yeah, I definitely was supposed to be red. Or at least I got paid off for being in red. I'm going to take the Ghostlight. I quite like this card. Okay. So, now we can pick up, we should pick up the Turn to Slag to deal with bigger things. It's as simple as that. Right, so hold on. The Crab is out. That's for sure. And we'll take this Turn to Slag. I would like all of these guys. I could have had a Fable Passage if I'd taken the Kotal. I would have 100% played the Kotal. Ah. Now we have a choice. 3rd Dragonfire. Or 1st Unsubstantiate or 1st Capture Sphere. Like, if we have anything big, it's going to be difficult to handle it. If they have anything big. But against aggro, like, Scorching Dragonfire is just the best card, yeah. This deck is obscene. I don't even know what I'm going to cut. Now I feel an awful lot of pressure, because I have to play well with it. This is the problem. This deck is obscene. Okay. Oh man, you're not serious. You're not serious. Okay, I was definitely supposed to be in red. Okay, you're not serious. What is this? What is this? Man, all I needed was Goblin Wizardries. But if these shocks are tabling, right, and I've got 4 shocks and 3 Dragonfires, who's taking the Wizardries? You know, that's the who's taking them? Nobody. We just must have opened very few. Somebody must have tried to get into blue-red, maybe taken one, and then got knocked off it, and tried something else. This is obscene. This is obscene. 3 Rising Reeds. 2, or maybe the thrills could be cuts actually. That's quite nice. Keen Glide Master. I don't know if we're going to play it, is the truth, but it helps. You know, that ability to give evasion is huge. We're not running a cancel. It's just not going to happen. So, black tap land. Nothing to splash off it. But we have it. This is obscene. What am I going to cut? Probably cut the Unaki Ogre. But then I have very few creatures. Burn Bright. We are very aggressive, to be fair. We probably should play Burn Bright, actually. So maybe we're just going to go full aggro on this and cut a lot of the high stuff. We might cut to Fairy. I don't know. Toe Manima? I don't think so. Yeah, I just don't think so. Alright, I can't see this being played. Sure. Might get the short sword too. I mean, we've got a lot of Prios shenanigans going on. We don't necessarily need it. But it is a non-creature spell. And we got the Megalodon too, if we wanted to be more defensive. Man. What am I going to cut? Okay. Oh, well, a frantic inventory can be cut, that's for sure. Jeskai Elder is going to he's going to draw his cards. My god. Now, do we want Thrill is the question. Okay, so let's think. Teferi can give me 2 loots. Per turn cycle. But he doesn't really add to the board. He can get a blocker out of the way though if I am aggressive. That phase out can just get a big blocker out of the way. So he's probably worth playing just for that. So we need to consider whether we want to run the Roaming Ghostlight as well. How many creatures do we have in total? 2 Jeskai Elders, King Glide Master, 2 Vidillion Arcanists. So that's 6. 2 Larcenists is 8. Anaki Ogre, probably got that. Spellgore's Weird is 9. Turd Ogre's 10. Yeah, isn't that right? Sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 creatures. It's not exactly enough. Not exactly enough. But it probably will do. We can come back to it. Okay, so what else is cuttable? Short Sword is cuttable for running 10 creatures, that's for sure. I mean, Turd Ogre himself is cuttable. It's just a 4/3 in this deck. Well, which is fine. I probably will play a Turn to Slag. I don't even know why I'm putting that out. So the Arcanists, help us catch. Okay, help us cast all of these. We're not going white, so we can cut that actually. Frost Breath. We are aggressive. So Frost Breath does help. Vidillion Arcanist is not a particularly good card in this deck, specifically because of how aggressive we are. But with the Rising Reeds, we're going to want to have him, I believe. Yeah, we probably don't need the Ghostlight at this point because we have so many Rising Reeds. The bounce effect, but the bounce effect is it's very good in tempo. Right, this is a 16 land deck, so these are the cuts essentially. So let's look at what's left then. So we have a Turn to Slag for something big, which we do need. We do need a Turn to Slag for something big. Teferi can also handle something big as well. So we probably should run 1 Turn to Slag. I'm not cutting any of the Sharks, I'm not cutting any of the Dragonfires. It's just not happening. Now the big problem is having enough creatures so that our Rising Reeds are useful. We don't have much card draw without the Trills, so that's something of an issue. So there's a possibility that we should run 1 of them. We have an Opt. Oh no, the Elders actually do a lot of card drawing, and the Larcenists. No, we have plenty of card drawing, and the Reeds. No, we're fine. This could be it, you know. Fang Havenborg's definitely out, so they're all out. Ghostlight, I think we're going to put him out too. It's good card, but this deck just doesn't need it, I don't think. Megalodon's out. We don't need the Thrills. Yeah, I think this is it, yeah. Alright, it's probably just like an 8/8. Yeah, we have more blue, but our Sharks and our Scorching Dragonfires are red. So yeah, I think it's just an 8/8 land base. That'll be that. That will be that. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. I'll be interested to see. I'm running Teferi for science, regardless. I don't know that Teferi is necessarily better than just a Ghostlight in this deck, even one of these ogres. But it does give me more drawing, and it gives me more looting, and it gives me the ability to get a blocker out of the way with his exile or phase out ability. Okay, so I suppose the plan is Elder up. You know, put a Rising Reed on an Elder. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. This is I've never seen a deck like that. You know. It's just a shame we didn't get any experimental overloads or goblin wizardries. That would really make this deck obscene. The Arcanists aren't casting that much. They help cast Turn to Slag, they help cast Rain of Revelation. And they do help cast, all of our Dragonfires and that. So they're not at their best here. But they're good targets for Rising Reed. Like a 2/4 flyer is a strong card. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I suppose there's an argument that we could get rid of the Glide Master actually. But yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm happy with that. 3 shocks. How could you be unhappy? Is the question. Snare Spinner. That's fine. I have Dragonfires for days. Get the Glide Master out for now. Now, unfortunately, the Snare Spinner is currently blocking him. I don't necessarily want to. Interesting choice. No blocks, for sure. Or does he have another one? He might have another one. Oh, Pteranodon. Okay. That's scary. Well, there's Teferi. So, let me see. Yeah, I'm not necessarily taking a hit back. He might have Ranger's Guile. That's it. So I could read now. But then the problem is, of course, is what am I discarding? But it's always better to loot than not. We need land is the first thing we need. Do I discard Rain of Revelation, or do I discard Rising Reed number 2? Well, we've no creatures right now, so that has to be Rising Reed number 2. Right now we're only taking 1 back. We do not know that Pteranodon is going to get turned on. Truffle Snout, okay. So a 3/3. Very much out of line of our shocks, but that's okay. Now, question here. If I attack, if he can pump, he can just kill Teferi next turn, right? If I draw, what am I discarding? Island, probably. So that is good. But I could also just leave shock up. I could double shock. This is actually quite an awkward hand. I don't have to attack, but I don't want to trade with these two. I suppose he's not going to expect 2 shocks, but I'm wasting mana if I use both of those shocks. But I can't protect Teferi. He will just die if he has a way to make the Drowsing Pteranodon 4 power or more. And if he goes to the Hunter Edge, we can blow him out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because he might go for a Hunter's Edge to get the Pteranodon set up. I'm content to take that. That's fine. So I can Rain of Revelation, or I can just get rid of this Truffle Snout. These cards are staying in my hand. He might have Ranger's Guile, though. It's probably not worth it. Discard a card. I believe we have more blue than red. But we might want a triple spell with red, to be honest. Alright. So we have 5 mana now. So, if I attack Glide Master, he takes 3. I can Frost into his turn, which looks like the correct play. If I Frost in his upkeep, that'll lock him down that turn and the next turn. Yeah, so that's almost certainly what we want to do. So let's attack first. Get 3 in. I'll get my card off the Elder as well. Okay, play the Elder. Then if he has Guile, he has Guile, but he can only stop me from tapping down one of them. So I think that's the correct thing. So now we'll Frost Breath, tap down the 2 creatures that can actually attack. There we go. Ah, he was missing the mana, so now he probably has something online. Hearthfire Emulator. So no matter what we do here, if I attack now, I can always grow the Jeskai Elder. That's not an issue. And I can cast all of my shocks. So, if I attack, he could sack and kill the Keen Glide Master, which I'm not delighted with, but that's okay. Or he can block the Jeskai Elder. Then I'll have to double shock. That seems still like the correct play. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play my 2 lands, and I'm going to attack with both. I'm going to see what he does. Because the thing is, even if he has Ranger's Guy, I can just respond. So let's go for the shock. And the second shock. Is now a good situation to drop Teferi. They don't untap. How a creature planeswalker. I mean, you can hit Teferi for 2. But I can just phase him out. Then I can sacrifice him, right? And still deal 2. So that's obviously not going to work. So perhaps we drop the Arcanist, keep the shock up. I think is probably the correct play here. I could have dropped Teferi and got rid of the Arcanist, perhaps. That might have been the correct play. But he's in a lot of trouble. You know, he can't exactly afford to sack the Emulator. This might be the turn to actually shock the Hearthfire Emulator, right? Because then he might be more inclined. I could shock the Hobblefiend. Even if he eats the Hearthfire Emulator, he's still dead. So if I shock the Hearthfire Emulator, he needs red to sack the Hearthfire Emulator. So I could shock Hobblefiend, and then he'd be forced to sack the Hearthfire Emulator. Oh no, that would still eat him. So which one do I want off the board more? I think this one. I know he can sack it to the Hobblefiend, but he didn't. That's why didn't he? That's very unusual. Now, if I drop Teferi and phase out the Hobblefiend, I can get in for 6 in total and draw a card. I think that's the correct play. I'm not sure what he has for 2 green. Probably like track down or something along those lines. So let's do that. This leaves Teferi exposed, but also I'm winning if he doesn't have anything. He might have Ranger's Guide, but why didn't he? Yeah, okay, and then just go. I think that was the right play to leave shock up. Then if you try something interesting. As long as you're drawing 2 more cards this turn. So, okay, so he has reach and he's a 4/4. So we're in a little bit of trouble. But he can only block 2 creatures. So I want to save my shock for this turn. I think. Because actually we can just make something fly with the Glide Master. Oh, well, that's just game, right? I turn to slag the Sage. Not necessarily. So if I turn to slag the Sage, he's dead. Absolutely. But then I can't give something else flying. But I can make the Jeskai Elder a 3/4. Which isn't the best attacker in this board, but then I think I can just send everything, right? Because even if I reduce the cost of this by 1, that only leaves me with 2. Yeah. So I believe this is the correct play. Hit the Gnarl Sage. Get the Prowess trigger on the Jeskai Elder. Then shock the Hobble Fiend. There's nothing he can do about that. Get the trigger on the thing. And then attack with everything. Because he has to block. If he blocks anything else, right? So we trade. I have 2 creatures left. He has none. That has to be the correct play. It's very unlikely he can get out of that situation. He needs to have removal and a blocker, or he needs to have 2 blockers. I know my creatures are very, very small. Canopy Stalker. Yeah, that's not. Right, I'm going to assume he doesn't have anything. I'm sure he can't have anything. What am I talking about? It's 1 green. Wow, that was a great game. I really enjoyed that. I'm not convinced all of my decisions were perfect by any means, but I'm pretty content with that. And yes, I am bronze. I got to Mythic actually. Just before Ikoria. Yeah, the 2 weeks when Ikoria first came out. Yeah, I got to Mythic then. It's the first time I've ever been in Mythic. And I stopped playing. Haven't played Magic since, apart from a couple of games. Oh, well, apart from the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I am on a bronze account, which is probably a bit. I'm smurfing a little bit, but I'm not doing it intentionally. I just dropped that far, you know. That was good though. That was very good. I think my opponent made some very unusual plays. So I don't know if that would necessarily hold up. This deck would necessarily hold up as well, or my play skill would hold up as well at a higher level of competition. But did I feel like I needed anything really? No, I just had an absurd amount of shocks. See, the shocks give me a lot of reach as well. I was very glad to have that turn to slag. That's for sure. A part of me does wish I picked up the Capture Sphere, you know. I mean, if they just drop kind of 2 big creatures, I'm in a lot of trouble. Teferi was great though for getting creature out of the way. So that did work, phasing them out. Frost Breath was great as well. Rising Reed was excellent, and I'm quite glad I had 3, given I had to discard 1 last game. And the Glide Master was perfect. Yeah, no, I think this deck is not a 10 out of 10, but it's pretty up there, you know. It's mostly just well, no, it's there's a lot of commons in it, but I have a Teferi, which is nice, you know. And the Jeskai Elders did a lot of work, you know. I would have loved to have picked up one of them singers, I guess. Anything with prowess I just would have loved to have had. I only have so many prowess cards, and the Elder starts quite small. Right. So I'm going to save the opt, because lands are a good draw for now. If I don't opt first turn, I can opt second turn. So I don't really know what we're scrying for. So I'm going to try and save my opt and my shock if possible, and my shock if possible, until after I drop the weird. So, but this is a nice hand. I'm going to open with Mountain and just try and pass as quick as I can. Okay, perfect. Now, same again. Now I don't need to pass it quickly. Hobble Fiend. I would like to take care of that now. But no, I'm going to hold on. I want to get this weird going as quick as I can. That means, do I drop him? Or do I wait? Grasp kills him regardless. So I'm just going to drop the weird for now. And we'll see what this Hobble, see what he has with this. Is it Hobble Fiend or Hob Fiend? Hobble Fiend. We'll see what he has. Oh, okay, well, Scorching Dragonfire would have killed him anyway. Alright. So now we're more in the situation where we know what we're looking for. We want something, we want some sort of creature. So I'm going to start by opting. Frostbreath with no creatures isn't very good, so I think we can bottom that. Vidilian Arcanist, very nice. I can play the Arcanist, and we'll keep the Shock up. Now, Grasp would hurt. Turret over. Okay. Is it necessary to kill the Hobble Fiend? Yeah, I mean, I can't allow myself to get in too much trouble here. Okay, so we have 5 mana for Turn to Slag. So, in this scenario, I should probably hold the land for the Rising Reed. Yeah, I should. So I'm just going to Scorching Dragonfire this fellow now and start chipping in with this 1-3. We should draw a Rising Reed eventually. Until then, we're just going to keep the board clear. Pitchburn Devils, when it dies, deals 2 damage to any target. That's a shame. So, can't shock that. Now, here is the question. Do I turn to Slag it? I mean, because I can't be taking 3 a turn. I can wait for a turn and just see what he does next. But then I'm not spending my mana. If I don't turn to Slag this, I am not spending my mana. No, we just gotta turn to Slag it. I know I lose my Arcanist. I should have bluffed in a point then, at least. Oh, no, of course I should have bluffed in a point. I could have just shocked it then. I'm an idiot. Yeah, so that complete misplay. Should have just attacked, see what he wanted to do first. But I'd rather spend my mana. I mean, that's his 5-drop, so it may have been the correct choice. Oh, well, now we're boned. Okay, poor decisions from me. Poor decisions from me. Could have bluffed in if he blocked. Could have shocked it because we were going to die anyway. And then I could have used Turn to Slag here. So that's not good. But we have outs. But we need to get them quickly. Chandler's Magma. Well, at least we can shock that. Would I rather shock the Magmut or the Thallid? So the Thallid, they get a 1-1 if I shock the Thallid. But I'm taking 8 next turn if I don't draw anything. But the Magmut can also ping. Does Scorching Dragonfire exile? He used it on me. I don't believe it does, right? It does. Oh, okay, well then we should shock the Magmut because we do have 3 Scorching Dragonfires. And if we draw those, that's not great. So I'm taking 8. Down to 5 if I don't chump. So I think I will hold off on the chump for now. So the Turn to Slag play cost me. I should have been thinking more clearly. It's my only thing to handle big removal. Okay, but that's okay. We had to draw that out. We have to walk through that. I don't believe we have outs. Well, we do have outs. Well, that isn't it. Alright. That isn't it. So, yeah. Problem there. Should not have used Turn to Slag. Poor decision. I know. I should, yeah. So I'll remember that next time. And when I say I'll remember that, I mean that I will remember that I only have one piece of removal that handles big things. And that a 3-3 I should never Scorching Dragonfire a 3-3. Because I have 3 Scorch, or I should never Turn to Slag a 3-3 because I have 3 Scorching Dragonfires. So that was just a deserved loss, I think. Though I am only running 16 lands. Okay, so we're 3. We have a shock, we have a weird. We have a shock, we have a weird. So this is probably keepable. We have 8 islands in total. We have 33 cards left in our library. So and we're on the draw. So we should draw an island eventually. Yeah, I'm content to keep that. I mean, I would prefer to go Jeskai Elder Rising Reed, but Staunch Shieldmate. That's one card that doesn't get shocked very well. But that's okay. 1 damage a turn is not going to be deadly to me. That is like the primo shock target. Yes. Get that fella out of here. Nothing to be done here. Luckily we drew another shock to help stymie any bleeding. That unfortunately is not shockable. Perfect. So the question is, what do? So I can't play Weird and Shock, which means I'm not blocking with Weird anyway. Right? So I should simply play the island, I believe. I could Frost Breath them, just to keep a turn off. Or I could drop Jeskai Elder and see if we want to. But Jeskai Elder can't block on this board. He can't threaten a block, however. He can grow to a 2-3. Which blocks Subira quite well. So I think that's what we'll do. And then we'll pass. Because he does block Subira very well. If he has feet, this could be very bad for me. So do I think he has feet? Or she has feet? Well, I have to walk through it. I could just take the hit, you know, not take the chance. Then I have spell go to Weird and Shock online next turn. But then if I try the block next turn, he'll just feet in response. So I have to try this. Simply to get the... It didn't seem like there was a pause there, so... Well, there's pause now, though. Ah, okay. So he had the shock, so... And there's another shock for me. So we can spell Gorger. Leave shock up. With 2 cards in hand, we should have a decent chance. Now, I'm glad that we got the shock out of his hand. Oh, he didn't take any... Oh, no, he took 1 damage, sorry. Now, if he has another shock, we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, so feat's very possible, dead. Shock's very possible, dead. So I'm actually just I'm going to take it. No blocks. So that if he tries to shock in response to my Rising Reed, I can shock something else. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to leave that up. And I'm going to go for the Rising Reed now. Do I have anything I want to discard? Not particularly, but I'm going to go for it. So if he goes for the shock in response. No, he hasn't got it. Alright. Discard a card. So next turn I can turn the slag. I would like to do that. A Frostbreath can help me finish the game. Shock can help me finish the game. So in order to not risk missing a land drop and not being able to turn a slag, I'm going to discard the Larcenist. I have no need for 2 mana. So I'm going, should I attack? He might very well have Swift Response. If he has swift response, that's very bad for me. But then I will have turn slag for next turn, and I mean I'm not going to be able to play around swift response really. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Because I can't play around it. I can not attack, but at that point, what am I doing? So drop my mountain and the turn. So I am taking 3 back here, but it's going to be hard for him to lethal me. Okay, that is a bigger hit now, but it's not the worst. I'm just going to take this time to read her. So another target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. So that's dangerous. That's very dangerous. And then discard your hand until end of turn. Whenever another creature you control with power 2 or less deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to turn slag her next turn, which leaves it with an 0-3 and a 1-3 in play. A 2-3 essentially. So I'm going to do that. I do need double blue for Teferi, so I probably will play that out, which in that case means I play it now. Leave a shock up. Yeah, perfect. Turn to slag. I know I shouldn't be using this, but I can't let her start discarding cards and drawing cards. That's going to be very bad for me. If I shock now, I'll bring him down to 8. But I'd rather shock something that he plays instead, because I have the Frost Breath to finish this game. So I'm going to hold the shock. I don't think I need the extra. It's 3 points of damage, but if he doesn't draw an answer for this spell, Gorge Weird, he's finished anyway. So Idol of Endurance. Ah, that's not bad, but he doesn't have the mana to use it. So he gets his pack leader back and thing back. Okay. He doesn't have the. He might have 1 white. Now let's do the quick math here now. So if I Frost Breath and Shock, Weird goes to a 7/7. He takes 2. That's 9. So it doesn't change the clock. So I'm just going to spell go to Weird. 1 attack. Next. Now anything she has haste. So I'm going to tap her down. So that's the plan. Yeah. So who do you play? Pack Leader, interesting choice. Now, you can't use it twice, my dear man. Sheebin has got me for 2, and a Sure Strike exists. So I'm Frost Breathing. Yeah, you can't use it, yeah. Okay. That was tense, that was close. I think most of my plays were correct in that game. I think they were. Yeah. Opponent got a little bit unlucky, getting stuck on 4 lands. Their deck seemed quite nice, so I don't know. Their deck seemed quite nice. So, I think we played that correctly. It feels like they just didn't draw as much of their power cards as they would have liked, Daybreak Charge or Gale Sweeper, Bowser's Acolyte, like any of those commons would have made that a lot more awkward, So yeah, that seems to be people's general opinion of M21. Alright, screaming ah. So we have a shock, Vendilion Arcanist, and a turn to slag. It's not a good hand, not really. But with shock and Arcanist and most of the mana towards turn to slag, I can't see myself putting this back. And there's Teferi. Okay. Alright. Again, not entirely sure how good Teferi is. He seems quite... I mean, I'm sure he's brilliant and constructed and things of that nature, but... Alright. So he's got double blue. So what's he got? Like, unsubstantiate. That's not going to do anything here, right? What else is there for double blue? Opt, of course. Yeah, nothing to really worry about here. I could opt and shock, but I'd rather just get the Arcanist online and start attacking. I mean, right now, we don't particularly need anything, you know. Lofty Denial. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Such an idiot. Does he have another Lofty Denial? It's very possible. I don't need it, so. I have a read now. Right? So, and nothing to stick it to because I played right into that counter. So, if he does have a counter, I'm just going to, no, it doesn't seem like he did, but I want him to waste his mana. So I'm some Milacrum. Okay. Sure thing. Alright, so let's opt and see what's coming up. An Arcanist. I mean, it is a good read target. It is a good read target. We don't have a ton of creatures, so I think we need to take it. Yeah, just because our creature count's quite low. I think we need to. So he gets a land. Question is, am I shocking him? I know he gets to draw a card. But I think I still think I have to shock him. Yeah, I still think I have to shock him. Because what else am I going to do? I don't want him to draw a card. I don't. You know? He basically just played 4 mana draw removal out of your opponent's hand. Ramp 1, draw a card, it's obscene. Alright, so Teferi. With 2 reads I can definitely draw and discard at this point, so that's precisely what I will do. Now with a Jeskai Elder, I'm more inclined to just bottom Arcanist. Yeah, because these reads are going to really help me get through. So I'm going to bottom Arcanist here. I'm not entirely sure I want to loot on this turn because I'm quite happy with my setup right now. I should probably loot. Do I discard the mountain? I mean, the mountain lets me play Elder and Reed. But he's got loads of counter mana. So, but yeah, we have plenty of lands. We don't really need the 5th one desperately. You see. Do I loot first? I mean, if he can't handle this, I'm just gonna get 2 turns. So maybe I should loot first. Frost Breath. Does that seem necessary? Not particularly. He could easily have a million counter spells. So I'm going to play this land. I probably should have held it actually, because I have no intention of. He could easily have Rewind, Cancel, Lofty Denial again, but at least now we have the mana for it. But I couldn't lead with anything else, so maybe I should have kept the Arcanist so I could lead with the Arcanist. But I would never have thought of that. Who would have thought he was going to pass with 6 mana up? Cancel. Yeah, I figured as much. This could be an issue. Okay, well now we'll see what he plays now. Spend Megalodon. See, that is an issue. We have no way to deal with that. So now we need to loot and look for an answer. Is shock an answer? No. Shock is not an answer. Shock can go. Now the question is, if we're chumping with, well, we don't have to chump actually. And he has no counters now, so now is the perfect time to resolve Rising Reed. A 5/7 is a problem. I'm going to keep that. And now we can just start growing the weird. The question is, if he hits Teferi, do we block Teferi? I don't think so. Tome Anima. Okay, cool. Not an issue. If he goes for Teferi, we just let him have Teferi. Yeah, that's cool and all. Are we discarding anything here? I could minus... No. Target. We should still loot. I don't care. Even if it's just to get the thing up. Scorch and Dragonfire. We have enough mana to Scorch and Dragonfire and Spellgorger next turn. It sorts out the I'm gonna ditch turn the slag. It's blue. He's not gonna have big creatures. You know, I don't need the slag. No blocks. I'm content. So he probably has cancel. So in that situation, I'm going to lead Dragonfire, even though I don't particularly want to. But what's our deck looking like? 17 cards. We may need to think about. I'm going to lead Dragonfire, kill the Anima. Then that'll give the Jeskai Elder a Prowess trigger, because we do need to start pushing hard. Hopefully he'll cancel. No, he's not going to cancel. Okay, or maybe he will. So the question is, if he has Lofty Denial, which he may have, we're not resolving this anyway. No, I'm just going to pay the 3 because if he has Lofty Denial, we're not getting weird out anyway. And I don't mind if he Lofty Denials this. We are running out of time. Yeah, I figured as much, but there was nothing to be done there. I suppose we could have started with Teferi to draw an extra land. That may have been the right decision. Draw a card off this. Now discard a card. Given our deck currently, I don't think we can have a Larcenist out. What are we on now? 16? Yeah, I'm still going to draw though. Man, this is tough. It's just really awkward. That Megalodon just really makes it so awkward. I can't deal with him, and neither I need to get past him. Funny enough, because he had miscast, I should have just cast Spellgorger Weird first. And I could have paid for the Lofty Denial. Yeah, I think Reign of Revelations, we're not going to need that. So he's going to get to take out Teferi today. If he sends both at Teferi, I'll just enthralling hold. Oh, okay. That's not going to help him, right? So he's killing me no matter what. Right? He's killing me no matter what. If I +1, I die. If I -3. So I'm going to -3 and see what happens. Just to see what happens with the Jeskai Elder. It probably just ends up back under his control. I just want to see what happens. Yeah. So now we're taking a lot of damage. I can kill the Tome Anima. Right. But he's a pretty spell heavy deck, so So I think we play Spell Gojo Weird. And then we have to kill a Jeskai Elder, I believe. Because he might necessarily be able to draw 2 cards a turn. Phasing out the Elder was a terrible idea because it meant that I couldn't interact with him there. But I wanted to see if it would work. I didn't think it would, but you have to learn these things, you know. So it's unlikely he's going to be able to make the Tome Anima go very often, so I have to try it now on the Elder. If he has any sort of prowess related stuff, he can just kill me. But if he's holding a land, he won't. And it's one of those things where I have to take the chance there. So I take 8 now, which is a big hit. But if I can find an answer for the Tome Anima, I might still be in this game. Which first thing is first, we got a Rising Reed. If he has a counter, he has a counter, but I have to try at this point. Okay, that resolved good. I am very likely going to mill myself. I need to grow this thing big enough that it's... Okay, so the Glide Master can hop in front of the guy. Now, Spell Gojo Weird at 5 currently. If I shock him, he'll go down to 9. Spell Gojo Weird will go to 6. And then I'm like 1 spell away from killing him. He is very unlikely to drop anything that kills me here, so I'm actually going to go for this. Because he can't Lofty Denial this, and he can Lofty Denial the Glide Master, which is fine. I would prefer to have him there to chump. But, no, he doesn't have it. Now I need to ask myself the question, do I... Because he can't attack both, or else he's going to die. Defiance Prodigy doesn't stop me. And that's all he's holding. Do I take the 8 here? I mean, if I don't have lethal next turn, I can always just... So if I take 8 here, then I don't have the option to chump. But, like, I need to draw a shock, essentially, to kill him next turn. If I do chump with the Glide Master, I need to draw a shock, right? Yeah. So, I'm not going to block. I'm going to take my 8. I want to see how blue can +4. Well, that's unfortunate. So now, if he attacks all, he has 8 damage, 10 damage, and I can't let any of it through. So I simply have to pass. I can chump and eat. The good thing is, drawing the second card doesn't get him through. But I have to chump with the Glide Master and eat one of these, or I can chump the Megalodon. Okay, that's good for me. That's good for me. I don't believe he's holding anything in his hand. I really need to draw something next turn. Anything, a spell. I have so many. Anything at all. So he's just doing that for the scry. So I am going to... I do not believe that he has anything. So I am simply going to let them bounce. There's probably nothing he can have in blue, right? I need something, boys. We did it. That's it, right? Yeah. I don't believe he's holding cancel either, because he would have played it on one of my earlier spells, I believe. So that's lethal. He might have Frost Breath, but at this point I can't afford to wait and find out. So I'm just going to go for it. He might have Unsubstantiate. Oh yeah, yeah. They both have Flying, my dear man. Oh my god, I missed by 1. I wasn't thinking they had Rookie Mistake, okay? I was not. Right, that's game, right? Can I afford to wait there? Knowing that I had the Jeskai Elder? Could I have afforded to wait? Could I have afforded to wait? Yeah, probably. But then, you know, he can make Toman. Yeah, if he draws a card, if he draws a card, if he attacks with the Larcenist, no, Toman Anima becomes unblockable. Alright, so I'm taking 3 there, no matter what. That's a shame. Oh well. I don't believe my opponent is going to be stupid enough to miss this chance. But well done to you, mate. That's very unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. I believe I made all the right choices. I didn't think he had a counter. I knew he had something. I should have probably thought more about what it could have been. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I didn't check my record. What's the record at the moment? Maybe I was too cautiously playing around a lot of control as well. Too cautiously playing around a lot of things. I didn't expect to meet mono blue, to be honest. Megalodon is just such a nightmare. You know, I can't handle it in any way. Yeah, actually phasing out the guy with my Teferi was... I mean, I'm glad I did it. Alright. My mana's pretty tied up for the next few turns, so I think I will opt. Yeah, because I would like to draw a shock or something along those lines. I do want to land. I do need double blue for Teferi. I can always loot them away with Rising Reed if I draw an extra one, like so. So we'll just drop the Arcanist for now. He can pump the Cur next turn. To a 3/2. So I can't block that, right? Yeah. Okay, he can pump it. I kind of want to make him pump to waste his mana, but well, I'm not going to block. Snare Spinner. Okay, so I have Scorching Dragonfire for either the Cur or the Snare Spinner. I think if I Rise and Read the Arcanist now, I can attack, but I can't block the Cur then. So I believe I'm going to Rise and Read the Arcanist for now. Just can block the Cur. Good, we got a shock. So we can discard one of these. And if I attack, myself and the Snare Spinner just bounce. He's not going to be fearing anything, so I'm going to hold it back. because I can block the cur. Unless if he drops another mountain, I mightn't block the cur. Because he could shock it or first strike it. No, first strike is... Sure strike is 2, right. Okay, so he doesn't have anything. Now I'm nicely out of the range. Okay, so I have 4 mana. So I can play Teferi and loot. But there's nothing I want to loot away, really. So I'm going to leave Teferi for now. What I can do is Scorching Dragonfire the Snare Spinner pre-combat and attack. And if I do that, I'm getting in 2 damage. Now, I think I'll leave 2 mana and the Arcanist up to cast a Scorching Dragonfire, which means I have 3 mana to use. So I think I might use double blue. No, I think I'll use my mana. No, I'll use double blue and play my Jeskai Elder. And that means I can leave both Scorching Dragonfire and Shock up. And I can end up wiping his board. Seems like the sensible thing to do. And then just pass the turn for now. Now I can, the Jeskai Elder can grow to okay, so he has the Magma down. The thing is, do I want to kill that or the Cur? So he has Shock up. Okay. So, first things first, we do want to kill the Snare Spinner. And then we have to decide whether it's Magma or Cur. I can Rising Read the Jeskai Elder and discard the Library Larcenist. So I just need to think. Magma or Cur? I think for now, we're going to deal with the Cur. See, I was hoping that, funnily enough, I was genuinely hoping I might draw one of my 4 shocks. So now I could read up the Elder. I'm happy to discard the Larcenist. Or I could discard a land. I'm not playing anything if I discard this turn if I play the land. And the Larcenist is a body that could be useful. And I will, I mean with Teferi online, I will draw a lot of lands. So I think for now we'll just discard the island. And now I can, I'm going to shock the Magnet now, just for the extra damage. Get in for 6. Draw a card and discard? Yeah, sure. If I draw a land, I can discard it. Yeah, I certainly don't need a second Larcenist, that's fine. How many counters did I walk into? Like 3, 4 the last game? Yeah, I just played super loose around counters. You don't see them that often. I wasn't really thinking about them. I should have been. The last game's definitely my fault. I just walked into so many counters. Canopy Stalker. Well, this game's over. So the question here is, do I send the Arcanist as well? I have nothing that costs 5 mana, so I do not need to send the Arcanist. I do not need to hold the Arcanist back. There's nothing. Cool. 5 life for you. I'd rather see what I draw first before I decide what I'm going to do with my turn. So island. Now the question is, drop Larcenist, drop Teferi. I think now. But he has nothing on board, so maybe I just want to press my advantage and drop something else that can attack. But if he plays a big block that I can't get through. But I can always do that next turn. And that will trigger the Elder. Yeah, that's probably the correct choice. So I'm going to... don't give me away, Auto Tapper. Alright, don't give me away. Let's pretend we have Shock. Come on, dude. When this deck comes together, it plays very well. But if you're gonna run into counters all day, and a mono blue deck as well, I was not paying attention. Sabertooth Mauler doesn't stop me. Okay, well now I could probably defer it. Now if I exile that guy, he can still block with the Arsonist, right? Yeah, so there's no point. So I'm just going to start with Teferi. Is there anything I could possibly need double red for? Turn the slag, right? I can't cast this turn anyway, so that's fine. To get the Prowess trigger off Teferi, that's nice. And then we may as well draw a card and then discard a card because we do not need... Oh, okay, that's fine. Do you want to draw a card off the Arcanist? I mean, nah, it's just a free kill for him. I don't want that. Yeah, absolutely. We have 3 islands and 3 mountains, so I can ditch this. I'll hold it though, just so you draw another read for our lovely library larcenist friend. What's Teferi's? Treat it and anything attached as though they don't exist. Okay, cool. Turn the slag. Yeah, nothing to be done there. That's fine. If he's... yeah, that's not a good idea. So I can just +1, right? And I'll live on 1, yeah. He may not have read the card correctly. Untap it. So we gotta play this game. And then what is the possibility that I draw something? So if I just draw a shock, he's just dead. So I'm gonna +1 to Teferi first. Discard an island, yeah. Should I play this? He doesn't have discard. So... but if I just Rising... no, well, he's dead next turn no matter what he does, so I'm just gonna... he has to find an answer for the Arcanist. No, that's not it. He could have Watch or whatever. Watch is really good. Should have held it for activating Teferi. I'm an idiot. That was silly. Silly mistake. Should have held the land for Teferi. Well, that'll be that. Alright? Yeah, that'll be that. Nothing you can do here, right? Yeah, just attack. Okay, that'll be that. That was silly though. Because I could have held that and had the shock. Killing the Arcanist doesn't make any difference. Oh, but the shock just kills him there and then. Yeah, so yeah, I should have held that land. Mistake on my behalf. Mistake on my behalf. What am I? Am I 2 and 2? Or 3 and 2? I don't recall. 3 and 2. Okay, I'm happy with this so far. I mean, it's a better deck than that. For sure. Especially given I'm playing like golds and silvers and bronzes. But, that mono blue matchup was actually kind of hard for the deck. But I walked into so many counters without even thinking about it. I mean... and also, how dumb do you have to be to not think about counters in mono blue? I don't know what I was doing. I just walked into so many. we still had outs that game, you know. The turn previous, all we needed. Well, no, it was Rookie Mistake that beat us as well, which is a playable trick, I guess. You know, you just don't see it played that often. I hear a lot of people talk about it sometimes. Like when I've been watching other streams and that. You see the chat talks about it often, but I've never actually seen it played in any of the streams. Well, maybe one or two, but a very small percentage. Yeah. Right, I must. I'm not thinking about what they could have as much as I should. That's one of my greatest weaknesses, is just not thinking so much about what the opponent could have. So I must see here. Do I have a? Is there a cheat sheet? You know, Deathsea always has them and stuff. Okay, that seems really unfair. You know? Alright, so question. What do? Certainly lead Larson's stats for sure. Because it's either that or weird. So. He's got removal for it, I know he does. He's got Shock or Scorching Dragonfire, but it's better that than the weird. I mean, if he has removal, he ought to use it, because if I attack you, you're going to let me draw a card. If you're just going to use it in your turn, you should probably use it now. Thrill. Okay, interesting enough. Okay, so what does my next turn look? What does my next turn look like? Turn over. Well, that's really nice. I cannot, unfortunately, play weird and Dragonfire that. But I can Dragonfire it, get in, draw a card, and leave Shock up, which is fine. Or I can sit back for a turn, cast the weird now, and then Scorching Dragonfire it later, leave Shock up. But he's running red-green, so he has removal. I'm going to attack, and I'm going to see if he blocks. Now, will I trade him off? Because I could play weird and Shock. Then I could play weird. I could play weird and Shock, and then the weird's a 3/3. Takes him out of Shock range, but doesn't take him out of Scorching Dragonfire range. He's got a card, handful of cards. I'm gonna need this Larcenist, you know. I don't have that many creatures. This is close. That may have been incorrect of me. I'm not 100% sure what the correct thing to do was. Oh, well, perfect. If he wants to use that on a Larcenist, that's absolutely perfect. So maybe that was the correct play. But of course, Rising Reed would have been perfect here. So he used a Soul Seer on a Larcenist, so I don't think he has. I mean, a Scorching Dragonfire would have hit that. A Shock would have hit that. So I don't think he has the removal that he needs. He may have a Hunter's Edge, so I'm confident enough to go with this. He may top deck something, but he would never use a Soul Seer on a 1/2. if he had anything else. So if he does have removal, he's going to have top decked it. So Teferi is just great for letting you mill through your deck, or it's not to. What do you call it? Just churn through your deck. Teferi's very good at that. And the -3 is applicable, and the ability to do it twice on 2 turns. You can't possibly. Oh really? No, he's got that's volcanic geyser for 2, right? So I just shock him to the face, and then boom, baby. He must have got a rough hand. All right. So Teferi and leave shock up. Takes him way out of range, dude. Way out of range. Rousing Reed takes him way out of range as well. Rousing Reed makes him a 5/5. And I can still leave shock up. Yeah. That's gotta be right. Now he's way stuck on removal now. And the beautiful thing is, if he tries to turn to slag it, I have shock it again. So that's nice. Cur, okay, cool. Now let's think here. Shock to his face puts him at 11. Spell goes away to be 6. Or do I just shock the cur? I'm just going to shock the cur. If he has Ranger's Gale, that's fine. Yeah, I'd rather him use it now. That's not going to do it, boys. Okay, so I have 6 mana in total available to me, which means I can either Rain or Frost Breath or Scorching Dragonfire. If I play Teferi, I can't Rain or Frost Breath. Teferi is going to draw me a card, and all of them are good currently. I'd rather have 6 mana available and hit for 6. Now, can I kill him from here? I need to get +7. No, I cannot. So I am simply going to chill out and hold my Scorching Dragonfire and my Frost Breath and my Rain. I believe that's the correct play. Five mana. Green and red. Thrashy B. He can destroy my Rising Reed. Ah, that's quite cool. Yeah, but then he has to sack his own creature to do that. Yeah, that's just never going to be good for him. It's never going to be good for him. Alright, so we're 4-2, which is good. And I'm obviously still playing decent players because I just met a mythic, so that's fine. So that's fine. And on top of that, it also means that we have now broken even. So if we can get one, is it one more win? No, we need to get up to the 6 wins, and then I'll actually just get a whole draft out of this. 2 drafts out of this, sorry. Alright, well, we'll keep going. So I was correct there to play the Larcenous first. I was right to try and leave the Spellgorger up. And I was right that he didn't have removal, right? To an extent. I mean, I didn't think of Volcanic Geyser, to be fair. This looks like a fine hand. 2-drop, 3-drop, removal to push the Larcenous through. Portcullis fine, yeah, not an issue. Larcenous can attack into that for essentially free. Alright. So, he could have Lofty Denial. And if he has Lofty Denial for my Vidalian Arcanist, do I care? Not really, mate. All my spells are so cheap. It's unlikely he would have it anyway, because it's not a great combination for him. I mean, you don't need to play it with flyers, but you do. He's going to sack it already? Dude. That's an interesting choice. But obviously we don't know his hand. Maybe he needs the land. Land and Warbears anyway. That's fine. So now you could Rousing Reed. And then we have a 2/4 flyer. The only blue bounce is... But I would probably prefer to read the Larcenist, but then if I read the Larcenist, I can leave Scorching Dragonfire up with the Arcanist. Yeah, I can. Right? And that would make him... but that only makes him a 2/3. And that means he would be susceptible to Hunter's Edge, whereas the Arcanist currently would not. But given how many spells we have, we probably want to be tapping our Arcanist more frequently. So I'm just going to bluff in the attack. No, it's not worth it. No, I'm not going to trade 2 for 1 currently. So we'll leave the Larcenist. Then we can leave a red up. And then we'll have the Arcanist to deal damage to some of these fellows. He could have Hunter's Edge, that's fair. Alright, so he has 4 blue up, so he probably has Rewind. So, what do I do if he has Rewind? Or some other sort of counter. What's the best play? So I can just attack. And then I'll be trading. And if he rewinds my Scorching Dragonfire, then I can Scorching Dragonfire the Land of War Visioner. And that will net me a card and kill one of his creatures. If I Rousing Reed and he rewinds, it's pretty bad for me. I just lose the read completely and totally. So I think I'm going to lead Scorching Dragonfire in case he has the rewind, because then I can Scorching Dragonfire again. I don't know if that's the correct play, but if he has it, I think he does. Oh, Titanic Growth. Well, that's actually not the same, but I can still do the exact same play. If he has Lofty Denial, this hurts. Oh, I should tap the Arcanist in case he has Lofty Denial. Oh my god. Now, is that actually a bad exchange for me? So I spent 4 mana. And he spent... I spent 4 mana. And he spent 5 mana. And his creature didn't die. So I spent 2 cards and he spent 2 cards. And I got a card out of it from the Larcenist. That's probably actually worth it. So now Rousing Reed is what I want to start with for sure. And I'm going to read the Larcenist. So you can still have Ranger's Guile, to be fair. I have 2 red. Yeah, just a blue here. I can just send the Larcenist. Do I want to opt first? Do I want to opt in response to the trigger? Yeah, I probably do. Why wasn't I given the option to opt in response to that trigger? Shouldn't I be? I mean, surely I should be, right? So I think I'm going to tap both of these on his upkeep. Because I want to tap the Arcanist anyway, because the Canopy Stalker can force the block. So that's what I'm going to do. Because if the Canopy Stalker makes me block with the Arcanist, I would want to tap it to do something. I know I can tap it regardless of what he does. He can Hunter's Edge. Oh, excuse me, sir. Sorry, I didn't realise. Sorry about that. Now, is there any point in me casting up now? If I cast up now, it means I can bottom a land, essentially. So I think I will, because I don't want to draw a land for the turn. Yeah, thank you. I drew it anyway. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, so they don't untap next turn, so I'm good for a while. So I have a total of 5 mana available. So I think I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna attack with the Larcenist. Oh no, I have a total of 6 mana available. So oh well, then I'll keep Ring of Revelation up. Just send the Larcenist. Drop an island, and then now I have a total of 6 mana available. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'll Scorching Dragonfire, but probably the Canopy Stalker. It's a problem. I don't need to jump 4. That's for sure. That's fine. I'm glad that he's not coming out. That would be an issue. My turn. Okay, so let's tap the Arcanist. And we can see what we draw first. Okay, so I can discard one of these mountains, that's for sure. Now, do I Scorching Dragonfire the Canopy Stalker? I have no answer for him. And he's just as dangerous as the Wildwood Scourge, so yeah, I think I do. Well, of course, now I wish I hadn't. But hey, what do you do? So this turn, not many options. Vidilian Arcanist can happily block the Llanowar Visionary, right? So, but I can also just shock the Llanowar Visionary. So, I probably want to do that. So I think I have a total of 8 mana available. Am I likely to draw anything that's going to cost me 8 mana in total with the cards that I have? It's possible, but this 1 point might shorten the clock, so I don't want to miss damage. Now I can double shock the Scourge, which is nice. So in that regard, I'll drop Jeskai Elder, right? Yep. Key and Glide Master, yep. And I'm probably going to pump both of them next turn, which is going to take 6 mana. So I am going to shock the Scourge now. Double shock the Scourge now, because I need my mana next turn. I know I'm missing Prowess triggers, but he's blue-green, so we've already seen cancel out of him, so. And I could tell, obviously, that it was unlikely he had a response, given that there's no stops whenever I cast both of those creatures. Alright, so let's have a look here. I can hit for a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the air, which puts him in a very tough spot. Now in total I have 7, 8 mana. So I can't drop the weird if I want to do both of these fellows. So for now, I think I would. What uses more mana? Nothing. Nothing uses more mana. So for now, I guess we'll just get as much damage in as we can. Alright, and he's going to be tapping stuff down, so maybe we really do want to push this in. I can get 2 more damage in, bringing him down to 6. Nah, I think I'd rather get the weird on board. He's going to start tapping stuff down. He'll just be able to tap down the weird as well, but it'll force him to do that. Okay, well now we're in pretty good shape. Because we can play the weird now. I will play another land because we're going to need them all. Yeah, decent choice, but not 100% sure about that one. Right, he has 1 mana up, so he can opt, then he can't do anything. He can't counter, and he can miscast, but miscast is no sorcery. So let's start. Wait a minute, hold on, think this through. So if I cast that, Spell Gorge Weird becomes a 4/4. But I can pump the Glide Master. Well, let's see what we draw. But I'm almost certainly going to use this. So now he's a 4/4. Alright, I have to discard a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have a total of 6 mana available. Do I have 6 mana worth of spells? I will certainly do. So we can discard this Larcenist. Okay. Now, I think we just want to put out our threats. Now he is 3 and 3, and that means I can hit him for 7, which is not enough. So I'm just going to attack. And given he has a tapper on board, I'm just going to deploy this Jeskai Elder. This Jeskai Elder. And this Verdilian Arcanist. Right? Oh! Okay, opponent's had enough of that. Opponent has had enough of that. I think that was those were the right decisions. Deck's playing quite well. I was nervous. No, I wasn't nervous. There's a lot of good cards in here. My creature count's kind of low, but I see so much of my deck. Okay, I'm on the draw. I'm on the play. I have 8 islands. It's just 1 and 4. Now I have like 4 shocks, 3 Scorching Dragonfires. My deck is predominantly blue, isn't it? I'm going to mulligan this. I'm much happier with that hand. So, I know obviously, I'm going to keep the lands actually. Now, Turn to Slag is my only way to deal with big creatures. So it is. So it's take the chance and miss on a land draw, but I have a lot of card drawn, so I think I can keep a 2-lander. I don't want to bottom Turn to Slag when it's all I have to deal with big stuff. I wasn't paying attention now he knows Abjak Whips. Well, he would have known anyway, it's like impossible to. I may live to regret bottoming that land. It was greedy, but I have opt. I suppose all my ways to get lands are like 3 or more. I need a creature right for them. Oh, okay, well now I'm not so bad. He probably has removal for my Larcenist. Right? But that's okay. If he uses removal on my Larcenist, that's going to eat most of his next turn. Again, I'd rather have him out than the weird out. I prefer the Larcenist to eat removal. Right now, him and the Arcanist just bounce off each other. So there's not much I can do. So I'm just going to attack. You know. I have Scorching Dragonfire up. I have Shock up. I mean, I could play the weird, but then I won't have mana for Scorching Dragonfire, so. That's fine. I can shock one of them, play the weird. That's actually quite good for me because they can obviously grow. Now I could play the weird here. But if he has removal, he's going to kill it. And he's going to be holding so much removal. So I'm just going to pass for now. I want to strand his removal in hand if I can. Tur it over. That's nice. Now, is there any way I can cast this Scorching Dragonfire next turn? No. So, and the weird in the same turn. No. So, okay, that's nice. So we got through that. Well, now we can play Arcanist and weird, or we can turn a slag. So, there's nothing I can do here to protect him. I am going to double spell, so I can drop this. This doesn't make me discard, right? No. Okay, drop this. That's cool. Now, I'm going to put the weird out now because I don't want to strand 3 mana for no reason. So, if he gets it, he gets it, you know. But I have like 3 Rising Reeds to Ferry. I have a lot of stuff I can draw into. Shipwreck Dowser, he's going to buy back his Goblin Wizardry. Makes sense. I'm content to attack with all of these, actually. If he blocks any of the 1/2s, I can shock him afterwards. I don't need to keep Library Larcenist around. I could just turn to slag it. To be fair. It's blue-red, so is there much he can have? That shock won't kill. This allows me to keep all of my creatures, draw an extra card and grow the weird. And I can leave shock up if he tries to do something on the weird. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. That might not be the correct... Oh, it's the correct play. At least opponent thinks so. The opponent thinks it's the correct play, I guess. Okay. Okay, this deck is doing very well. Alright, so let's hope we can get this 7-win draft. That would be lovely. I'm glad I took the mulligan. Okay, so I have Jeskai Elder, a Rising Reed. This is a really nice hand. Yeah, this is a great hand. I would prefer if probably would prefer if the Larcenist or the Arcanist was some cheap red removal. That would be nice. But other than that, it's a great hand. Alright, Zane, what's your plan? 1 red. Okay, that's cool. I'll lead off with a 1 red myself. The card draw on this deck is just absurd. Getting 3 Elders and a couple of Larcenists. Those Larcenists have played very well, I will admit. I was concerned about playing them because it's such an aggressive format, but it hasn't been so aggressive. Igneous Cur. Alright, fine. So the dealio is, if Elder lives, I can Rise and Read him next turn, or I can play the Arcanist. I do have a lot of spells, and not many cards I want to discard at the moment. But Elder's so strong, you know, the prowess really helps, so we're going to play with him. If he has shock, it's a blowout. Not a blowout, it's a 1-for-1. I mean, it's unfortunate. But I'm not blocking with Arcanist anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I wasn't gonna block with Arcanist anyway. But if he has removal, I would prefer not to lose the Jeskai Elder. So what's he got for 3 white? Oh, sorry, three lands. He could have Makeshift Battalion. It's usually pretty common. Turn 3 play. Oh, he has the weird himself. Okay. Right. Well, in that case, I am content to read up, get in, and draw some cards because I would like to kill that weird as soon as possible. So while he's tapped out, I'm going to get in. I drew loads of Rising Reeds. That's ridiculous. What do I want to drop off here? I shouldn't be greedy and keep both those rising reeds, but I think I will. But I'm not gonna put a land back because I can Arcanist and Keen Glide Master like next turn. So I need to put something. I'm not gonna put Weird back, but the rising reeds just make so many threats. How do I get really boned here? Is if I just kind of screw myself out of lands. That's how I get really boned. So I have to put back a 3-drop. I'm going to put back the Larcenist. He's been really good for me. I'm not holding him back because... Okay, so now I don't mind discarding a mountain now. The Larcenist has been really good in a lot of the games. Short sword, okay, so he's a 3/3 now. But if he equips, he can't put feet up. He can't put feet on it. He can't sure strike it. So I actually hope he equips. No, so he has feet of resistance, most likely. Oh no, he just has the watchdog. Okay. Right. I think I'm just gonna attack with the Elder. See if I can opt into some removal, that would be heaven. But the Elder will hit that removal for me anyway. But I can scry what's dead, and the Weird will be out of control in like 2 turns. But red white's not that good at triggering it. So what advances my board state the most? Because if I hit a land off this Elder, I would be very disappointed. And he can hit me back for a lot soon. Like I do need to hit removal. So I think pre-combat I'm going to opt. It gets me more damage. Yeah, see, I don't need that. I get a card off it. Rune Revelation. That's more card draw, I guess. Absolutely. I need some removal, dude. Okay, well that's another 2-drop. So I can probably get rid of my worst 2-drop. Or I can get rid of one of these Rising Reeds. No, I don't think that's necessary. I can drop a 3-drop this turn. Then I can like Rising Reed and something else. I want to keep this land though. So I'm going to get rid of my worst 2-drop in the Arcanist. I know it's still a relatively early game, but drop my own Weird. Now I could be getting hit back for a lot here. Like I get hit back for like 10. But I just need to draw some removal, man. I have 4 shocks, 3 Scorching Dragonfires, and a Turn to Slag. So I can really use it. I can put out a nice collection of blockers though soon. So I can just drop 2 blockers next turn. I don't mind trading those guys off. So he's going to put the sword on something. He's stuck on lands, but it looks like he's going to put the sword on. Yeah, the Watchdog's a good target for it for sure. With Vigilance, absolutely. He definitely should have sent the Cur. Because that's a good trade for him. He could have feet. Alright. I could Rise and Read the Weird, and I still have room for a 2-drop. I don't necessarily even need to attack with it. That might be correct. That might be correct. I have 5 mana in total. I'm going to double tap red, because I literally have no red cards in hand. So I don't want to target any of his stuff. He's going to be a 4/4. He could have had Shock or Scorching Dragonfire for sure. But for whatever reason I didn't think he did. Alright, excellent. So I need to keep my removal, that's for sure. And I need to keep my land. So given that I have another Rising Reed, I don't think I'm going to take a turn off to spend 4 mana. I will attack with... If I attack now, right, he can hit me back. Oh, he can kill me for sure, so I need to leave a blocker. Yeah, I don't want a data removal. Should have played the land first, actually. Just in case. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Just drop that, discard that, play that. Now I could play a blocker, but I'd rather leave Scorching Dragonfire. Because he has feet, but he's stuck on mana, so like he can't pump Cur. So we should kill the weird in response. Nice. Now we're taking 4. Which is unfortunate, but the weird's off the table now. Now, what's the big issue here? He can double pump the Cur if he draws a land next turn. But he can't double pump the Cur if he draws removal. But I get the 2 for 1 here. So I'm going to turn to slag the doggy. And what's the plan then? I can drop 2 creatures next turn. So what can he kill me with? If he draws a land, double pump kills me, right? Yeah, double pump kills me if he draws a land. So I can't attack. I literally cannot attack. It's impossible. Yeah, there you go. Removal shouldn't kill me. The dome pump kills me, so I have to block. You might have feet. Nope. So what's he gonna drop? Nothing. Alright, so I got 5 mana. So let's just get our threats down. Come on, let me see a Scorched Dragonfire. Shock is not going to do it, unfortunately. So I could play an island, tap the ogre down. I think that is actually correct, yeah. And now the ogre's tapped down. He's not going to be able to do anything this turn. What kills the larcenous? I'm pretty much anything. You know, anything you could have kills the larcenous, but Alpine Houndmaster, that's a good one. But he's drawn both of his doggies, so maybe he doesn't have one. Oh, he has a backup. Oh, so he has him. Okay, that puts me to 5. Teferi phase out one of his creatures. Shock, shock. It's game. Right? Oh yeah, just shocking face was game. I don't know what I was thinking. Man, that was a powerful deck. Ah, jeez, that came together so well. That came together so well. I know it's only down in silver, so of course my skill level will carry me a lot more down there. You know, I'm not a great player, but I'm an above average player. But yeah, that was exceptional. All right, so I'm going to make a wee snip of this, celebrate it, and I hope you enjoyed the first draft video on the channel of a draft and a playthrough. And there will be more to come. So, thanks for tuning in.